went there to see my father and all my loved ones who've gone on. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Hi everyone, I'm Bill.
I'm Justin.
And welcome to
Car Reviews.
And guess what? It's our first review
Of 2020!
Applaud! 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 God, I feel like I've been making that comment a lot lately.
Yes, well, this is technically a 2019 film, but...
It's the first review of the Roaring 20s!
Alright.
So get your flappers ready, folks! And the moonshine, and get ready to dance to Charleston! Okay, sorry, okay.
It's funny that we're making a 20s reference with the title of this movie being...
In the teens.
Exactly.
Okay, I apologize for that, Justin. Okay, so today we just saw 1917.
The new war epic by Sam Mendes, the director of the previous
Skyfall.
two Bond movies.
Yeah. And, whoa.
Woof.
Wow.
This is a technical
Masterpiece.
The plot's actually pretty straightforward. British Command has found intelligence that the Germans are going to be ambushing
The Brits.
the Brits on a planned attack that the Brits are going to be encountering, so they enlist two
Young men.
young men,
Lance Corporal, I forgot his name.
Will
Something with an S.
Scottry or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Will Scottry.
And,
I can't remember.
Blake. I know his last name is
His
Blake.
last name is Blake.
Joseph Blake? No, Tom. They said, Tommy Blake.
Tommy Blake.
As they are going to call off this attack.
And hopefully save 1,600 men. And they have to cross no man's land. They have to be wary of German attack. It's a brutal movie. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a lot of fighting, but you see a lot of the aftermath. And it's gruesome.
And yeah, you see the bodies.
You see the body, you see the gore, you see the gnats and the rats and the...
And you know what? I think in a way, even though dead bodies are probably scarier, I think the rats are kind of in this way more creepy too.
How so?
Because, they come to chomp on,
Dead bodies.
Yeah. You die, you're basically
Rat
rat's
food.
dinner.
Yeah.
So, you see what I'm getting at here? Or do I sound weird?
No, I get what you're saying. I think the idea of the rats is probably a bit scarier than the actual...
The idea is more scarier than the actual thing.
Yeah. Because, it'd be even scarier, though, if the rats were surrounded by corpses.
Oh, God, that would have been...
Yeah.
And, yeah, all I gotta say about this movie is...
Woof.
Yeah. The acting, do you know
Stellar.
Who were the actors?
They're not really that well known. I think I recognize
Well, Colin Firth is in it,
Yes,
but he's only in it very briefly.
the higher-ups in the British Army are played by more well-known actors. Colin Firth.
Yeah.
I think I saw Mark Strong in there.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, the two main everyone else is mainly,
playing Colonel Mackenzie, who they say his name so many times. That's probably the name I remember the most in this movie.
I need to find Colonel Mackenzie! Sorry. But anyway,
It's a race against the clock, and it's just a brutal movie. And
And you know what? I think having like the main actors be like unknowns is actually not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, and it's something that I wish films would do more often. Because, you know, a lot of studios and...
Because they want to put the big name actors
in front so they get asses in the seats.
But you know what? It's a... Because you know what? It's... Because I think if you focus more on just the big name actors, it gets kind of distracting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm going to give you a very famous example.
Go.
Superman. The original.
Christopher
Reeves. They wanted someone who could be Superman.
Yeah.
Not someone who could dress up like Superman, but be Superman. So they went with someone who wasn't really well known.
Because have you noticed on the poster, the movie poster, they didn't even mention any actors' names.
I didn't notice that, actually. I recognize the main guy because I think he's going to be in the new Kingsman prequel.
Ooh, that looks good.
Ironically, also taking place in World War I.
Maybe they're in the same universe.
I swear to God, if this was a prequel to The Kingsman, then... anyways.
But, yeah, I think I noticed on the poster there's not really any actors' names.
Well, you're not supposed to be noticing the actors that much. What I really liked about this movie is it made you feel like you were really there.
In it, because the boom, you can feel it.
And that's something that...
It really sucks you in.
And I'll say this. You told me that you liked this before we started this review. You told me that you liked this movie before more than you liked Dunkirk by Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
Which I respect your opinion.
And I just figured out why.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like with Dunkirk, it was just like sitting around waiting to see what happens. While this one, it kind of goes, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, but because Dunkirk had a similar feel to it in that it does make you feel like you're there, but not with the cinematography so much.
You know what? Maybe I need to give Dunkirk another watch. Maybe I just need to give it another watch.
Maybe. Did you only see it that one time with me?
I only saw it that one time, so maybe I need to give it another... Maybe I just need to give it another view. And you know what? I'd be open to watching it again. But
what I'm trying to get at is, with Dunkirk, what brought me into it...
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like...
Reviews in the dark!
Gosh. Please, no.
Oh, no. What's going on?
Working brake malfunction? What?
The car is possessed!
Hang on a sec, guys.
Okay, excuse us, we're having,
No, don't worry, we're fine. I don't know why the light's on the frets, but we'll just roll with it.
The car is possessed.
Okay,
but anyway...
As I was saying, with Dunkirk, what brought me into it was the sound design. Because the sound design in that movie was impeccable. Like, you felt every bullet every time a plane was swooping down.
Yeah.
But the cinematography was good. Not fantastic, but good.
The cinematography here
is outstanding. It's super outstanding. They do the same... God damn it.
Okay, guys, the car is possessed.
Alright.
We might have to do an exorcism on the car soon. But anyway,
This doesn't happen.
This is weird. Okay, but we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue.
There we go.
Alright.
I think I just needed to run the cars. Like, did I turn on the car before turning on the engine?
I think so.
I think that's what happened. Okay.
So enough of
And
this car
and
talk.
You're never supposed to do that for too long.
Okay.
I learned that the hard way.
Okay. So anyway, Dunkirk.
The sound design in Dunkirk is amazing, and the sound design here is not quite to the level of Dunkirk, but getting there. It's close. It's like Dunkirk sound design, 1917 sound design.
It's really.
But when you go cinematography, 1917 goes up to here.
And Dunkirk is right there.
And Dunkirk, yeah, it stays right here.
And
Good,
I think
not fantastic.
I think the thing is because Dunkirk, again, I feel like story wise too, it's just sitting around waiting, while 1917, it is sitting around waiting, but it keeps moving.
Yes, but I think what you're kind of missing with Dunkirk is the suspense of not knowing, am I going to make it out of there? Are they going to make it out of there?
I can see that.
It's kind of like the same suspense as something like, say, Argo.
Like, are they going to get out? Are they not?
Exactly. Like, you don't know. And there's some tense ass scenes in Dunkirk.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think maybe...
Sorry we're comparing this to Dunkirk.
What?
This should stand on its own merit, this movie, though.
But anyway... But I think what's really good about this movie is, war movies... when you think of war movies, what do you think of?
Saving Private Ryan.
No, I mean features in a war movie. You think of shooting up, bombs.
Yeah, a lot of shooting,
but
a
you
lot
know what?
of
It does have
bombs going
some
off.
of those shooting, blow-up scenes. But you know what? It has a balance. It's not just... It knows when to be explosive and shooting and warlike, but it knows when to be quiet. It knows when to be somber. And I think that's what makes it good. And, some of the most intense scenes are not the violent scenes.
No, it's him just, trying to get to his destination and him...
Are we allowed to give a small spoiler or no? Or do you want to...
It's history, man.
Well, is it based on a true story, or...
I think it's inspired by true events.
Yeah. Okay, but there is a scene when... Okay, you know what? We'll put a timestamp down below. Yeah.
What did I just do?
Oh, God. Are we going to have to do this review again?
Oh, no, we're fine.
Okay. So, anyway...
13 minutes.
Okay. We're going to put a timestamp down below. And if you haven't seen this and you want to skip to when we're done... Okay, Blake, who is one of the soldiers that goes with him, he gets shot by a German plane, and he dies. And he's telling Corporal...
Lance Corporal Scottree.
And he's... And yeah, it takes... Trust me, part of you would be thinking, oh my God, this guy's taking forever to die. But it's,
That's the kind of death.
But that's the death. He's like, please tell... He's like, tell my brother, he looks just like me, but he's older. And he's saying, please, can you write my mom and tell her that I wasn't alone? It's heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
And when he dies, you're like... And he attempts to save him because we can get you to the medical tent, get you fixed up. No. And then... And you're like...
It's...
You actually see him die.
Stomach wounds are slow, painful deaths. And he was actually kind of lucky that he bled out before, it got really painful.
Yeah. But, that scene is... You're like... It's because I think in some war movies, they just have the death scenes, just really, like that.
Mm.
They don't really well, there are some movies that show slow, painful deaths. One that comes to mind is one of my favorite movies.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan. When
Vin Diesel's character.
I don't think it was Vin Diesel's character. It was the scene when this one guy, one of them get shot, and they're like, and he's like, and Tom Hanks said, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." He said, "I want some more morphine, please." And they give him the morphine, and he dies.
Yeah.
And yeah, but there are, but most war movies, they just like show the death, like shoot, dead, let's move on. But here they show the But here they show the aftermath. They show the actual process of someone dying. And another scene, this doesn't really have something to do with okay, kind of does have something to do. That song you heard me sing in the beginning. That song, like before the attack, they're singing that song. And now thinking about the lyrics, that song is basically saying, I'm gonna die. And listen, to any veterans who watch us, first of all,
thank you
for your service. But you probably know what we're saying. They have the mindset like, oh my God, I might not make it back.
And World War I was a brutal war. Like, if you weren't dying from a gunshot,
you were dying from something else.
Yeah. Like gangrene or some other kind of illness.
They didn't have the medicine
that we have today.
Yeah. Like, there was a scene when one of them has their hand inside of
that
open dead body.
And he just got cut by barbed wire.
And you're like, oh boy, that hand's gone.
Yeah, I was like, he's
not that we're making fun of that, but
it was gross.
Because people didn't just die from
getting shot or blown up. Or
they got home, they died from things that today are probably easily treatable.
Well, easy in the sense that if you catch it in time,
yes,
you get treated.
But back then, you got that, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, it really shows the brutality of war.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do it in an over the top
manner.
It doesn't do it in an over top, in your face, like, this is war.
One, they didn't have exactly the firepower to do it back then, because World War I, machine guns were still planted on the ground.
Yeah. And now this leads to a interesting question.
Go.
And we were talking about this on the way out. Why do you think there's more World War I movies? I mean, more World War II movies than World War I?
Well, I think World War II had more excitement to it, whereas World War I was more mundane.
Yeah.
It was a lot of trench warfare, no side really budging an inch on each other. It's just push and shove each way, like shooting from the trenches, and maybe you'll go through no man's land. But World War II, they were going into cities and stuff like that. It was a more exciting war. Not to mention you had portable machine guns where you can actually shoot people with an AK-47.
And also, the politics of the war too.
That too.
Because World War I, it basically was, each country expressing their, their nationalism.
Mm-hmm.
While World War II was, you had the rise of Hitler.
Yep.
And
rise of fascism, Nazism.
I think because when you were going to whatchamacallit, because, it was like, we have to remove this terrible, brutal dictator from power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there wasn't really any of that in World War I. But anyway, And just wow. And another question.
Go.
Oscar?
Yes. It's definitely going to get nominated. I know that. It's going to win Best Cinematography, hands down. The fact that, like, they made this movie all seem like it was one take. You have to think about how these actors were blocked. You know? Like, while the camera's focusing on something over here, like, the actors, they have to still be in character all the way over there.
Yeah.
Like, you're thinking, like, even the opening shot, you know, Colin Firth still in his bunker. He's not just talking with his mates having tea, you know? He's staying in character.
And there's like a
You
scene.
have to stay in character for that long until they reach you.
Yeah. There's a scene where it's cut, and it's like black for a few seconds, and you're thinking, and that scene also helps the story because it keeps you in
Suspense.
like, oh my God, did he die? Did he? when it opens up, are we gonna see his dead body floating, or?
See, I had that thought a little earlier in the movie when he was in that building
Yeah.
and he got knocked out.
Yep.
To me, that was a little more suspenseful because you had no idea what time it was. You don't know if he was going to make it in time now or not. He's
It's more
more
like
on the clock than ever now.
it's beat the clock. It's like the whole movie is just beat the clock.
And that lost him precious hours.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't realize when it was in the time of day until maybe 20 minutes later, when you start hearing the clock tower ring.
And you're like thinking, oh boy,
Oh shit, it's morning.
I gotta get there before people. Because you're not just saving one life, you're trying to save 1,600. And that's not, you know,
That's
that's a
small war.
You have to save 1,600 people. And if you don't get there in time, 1,600 people are going to die. And it's your fault. Everyone picture that pressure on you for a second.
Boom. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm sure much lesser men would crack under pressure. And
I would.
here's the crazy part.
What's the crazy
He
part?
didn't want to be on this mission, this guy. Like, Blake dragged him along on this mission. He was just there for the ride, and then it all got thrusted on him.
And I was like, oh shit, now it's on me. Because I think, like, before, you know, it was said Blake died, he was like, oh God, I have to be on this damn thing. I just want to go back.
And, you know,
But then
like,
when it finally happened, he's like, oh, now it's up to me.
and all the shit was happening to him. You know, with his hand getting cut open, with his said hand getting caught in some dead man's intestines. The scene in the empty German bunker. It's just kept getting constantly shit on until, well, actually the whole way through, but
It's like when he finally...
in the first half, though, it felt more so like he got all the shit on, and the other guy kept coming out kind of unscathed.
Yeah. So when you get to whatchamacallit, when we get to the, you know, where he needs to be, it's probably like, I'm probably thinking, I got my hand in some dead guy's intestines. I fell through a waterfall. You're going to listen to me.
Oh, you forgot the part where his good mate died.
And my good mate died. I fell through a waterfall, I survived, and now you are going to take this message and read it!
Because I just want to go home to my wife and kids.
But, yeah, they kind of, you know... Where there was one scene, like, it's a nitpick, but...
What?
The scene when they show him with the, woman and the, baby in the house.
I thought that was very well done, personally.
Yeah, that was a nice scene. It took me out for a split second. Not a whole second, but...
What?
I'm like, thinking, okay, what does this really have to do with... But then when he sees him, you know, giving him the food, you're like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see it now.
And it really comes kind of full circle at the end.
Yeah, like, we're not... But, yeah, it's a,
And I'll explain that to you off camera.
But anyway, this movie is something to be seen.
Absolutely.
And it won Golden Globe last week for Best Drama.
I kind of wish we saw it on a bigger screen. And we
Yeah.
sat right in the front.
No, like, literally, going into this theater, it was like...
It was insane.
Like, you thought people were... You would think it was like a Marvel movie or something.
It kind of felt like we were seeing Endgame again.
Yeah, yeah, but...
Now, here's my question to you.
Here's my answer to you.
We already made our top 5
Damn it, I was going to ask that question, but go on.
of 2019. Does this movie change your list?
I just don't know where I'd put it yet. I got to take a second. It's pretty high up, I'll tell you that. Should we make this decision now, or should we make another video, or...
No, we're not going to make another video on it. So our list was...
For those of you who didn't watch it, if you want a more thorough, go watch it, but...
Yeah, it was...
We did that at 3 in the morning on New Year's Day for you people. Mm-hmm. You better damn well appreciate it.
Okay, so what was 5 again?
Okay, 5 was Rocket Man.
Yes.
4 was Knives Out.
Okay. 3 was Endgame.
3 was Endgame.
2 was Joker.
And 1 was Jojo Rabbit. How?
Well, it's I would definitely put it above Rocket Man.
Okay.
Sorry, Rocket Man.
Sorry, Rocket Man, you're going down the list. Okay, Knives Out. Would you put this in front of Knives Out?
Knives Out was a more enjoyable movie, but... Would you put this in front of Endgame?
Oh, God, this is a very tough decision. This is a very, very...
It's not my number 1. I still like Jojo Rabbit more.
I don't know, actually.
Personally, it's not my number 1.
God, I would probably put it up there. I don't know. This is really... This is tough. Okay, would you put it above Endgame is the better question.
Yeah, I would. Wow.
Joker?
I don't know, actually. I think it's...
I think it might be my personal number 1. I thought it was really good.
I would say... I think Joker slightly out-edges it for me.
So, number 3.
For me.
Okay. I would put it probably in my top 3. I just don't know where.
Yeah, so it's... To me, it's my number 3.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, there are some movies I really liked this year, so for it to be number 3 is a huge compliment. For me, I think I admired the technique of the movie a little more than the actual story. Because the story, while very good, pretty basic.
Yeah. I remember seeing the trailer. It kind of reminded me of Saving Private Ryan a little bit.
only in the sense that it involved a brother.
Yeah.
That they had to save. But you know what? I think I like the craft of this more than Joker, though. So I think I would put it at 2.
2, but you would still put Jojo Rabbit at 1.
I think Jojo Rabbit just hit every emotional beat for me that it wanted to, that I had to give myself completely to the movie. With this,
I don't know. I think I would probably personally put this as my number 1 or my number 2. Because I really did enjoy this movie. And I really thought it really
hit you where you live.
It sees the, like I said, it shows
the horror of war.
And it's not over the top about it. It's not over the top about it. Like, war! Huh! We can't do that. It's a great song, don't get me wrong, but it's,
I couldn't resist.
It's copyrighted, and we don't want to. The only reason why we got away with that song earlier is because it's
in the public domain,
so we could get away with it. But that we'd get in big ass trouble over.
Yeah,
we don't want to get a strike.
No. Now here's my other question to you.
Oh God.
Would you consider this the best World War I movie?
Okay, wow.
Considering there's not many out there.
Well, when your contenders are, let's see, All Quiet on the Western Front, Joy X Noel. For those of you who don't know what that movie is, it's about the World War I it's about the Christmas Eve that World War I they basically called a ceasefire, and everybody was,
celebrating Christmas.
War Horse. Do we really count Wonder Woman as a World War I movie?
I count Wonder Woman, damn it.
Okay, it's probably like the Die Hard of World War I movies.
It's an alternative World War I movie. Like Captain America the First Avenger was an alternative World War II movie.
Okay, have it your way. Libertarianism. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I would put it up there with All Quiet on the Western Front. Maybe because All Quiet on the Western Front has more of a, cultural legacy or something like that, but...
All Quiet in Western Front, that was released in the...
Well, there was actually 2 versions.
Okay.
Well, it was based on a book.
Okay.
One was released in like the 30s or 40s, and the other one was released in like the late 70s.
Gotcha.
I saw a little bit of the one from the 30s. But I saw all the one from the late 70s. But
I mean, I think it's kind of comparing the 2 versions of like A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Like you have the one from the 50s with Judy Garland, and now you have the one now with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, which are both revered movies.
Yeah. And this, I think I haven't seen All Quiet on the Western Front since I was in, 10th grade. But you know what? I think this one has more of an emotional oomph to it.
Okay.
Even though All Quiet on the Western Front does have an emotional moment, like, do you mind if I give a small okay, it's kind of the end spoiler, would you mind or no?
Of this?
Quiet on the Western Front.
It's been out for decades, Bill. I think you're good.
One of the main characters, at the end, he dies in battle. But he dies October 11th, 1918. And what happened 1 month later?
The end of the war.
He died 1 month before the war ended. So, like, that's kind of, damn, he could have lived if he lived one more month, he would have been okay. Like, that has that emotional...
The 11th month, 11th day, 11th hour.
It has that emotional, appeal, but it doesn't have the,
punch.
The punch.
And this is...
Because, Quiet on the Western Front, they do show the dead body. They do show people get killed.
Right, but it's not nearly as...
It's basically your generic war killings.
Yeah,
your generic war movie killings.
Like, mainstream Hollywood wouldn't show the blood and the guts back then.
Yeah. Now it's...
Now you're allowed to take those risks. Today's movie-going audiences can accept a little more...
We're not snowflakes.
And this is actually a very personal story to the director, too.
It was based on the story from his grandfather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or great-grandfather.
His Lance Corporal Alfred Mendez.
How old is Sam Mendes? Because...
I think he's in his 40s or 50s.
Because maybe it his great-grandfather who was in...
We'll look it up later.
This is no time to debate someone's genealogy. Yeah, so anyway,
Damn good film.
Alright, and you know what? Guess what it's time to do? Let's rank this thing.
I mean, we already said it's in our top 5 movies of 2019.
So let's just shorten this. 1, 2, 3. See it!
See it in IMAX if you can.
We couldn't today because we,
We're trying to save some money.
Well, also because we had some, I had a busy... Bill had a bit of a busy day, so, yeah. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and, we don't know what our next movie's gonna be.
You know what? I want to see that new Guy Ritchie movie.
Gentlemen?
Yes.
You got it. Yeah, that's gonna be our next movie, I guess. As you know, this is January, and January is known for being...
Thank God this had an early release in December, otherwise we'd be a little concerned.
Yeah. You know what? I think, well, the thing is, the reason why we saw it, because it was only in limited release. It got released Christmas, and
we weren't going down to the city to see this.
It didn't get a wide release till yesterday, so... Yeah, we hope you enjoyed. If you like what you see more, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Ding!
Okay, well, bye guys. Peace out.